Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing amazing, and yeah, let's get right into it. So today we're gonna talk about Bali. So I have some notes here, so let me just put a band-aid on my finger because I cut myself. I don't know how, but I did. It's kind of painful, and I'm afraid I'm gonna make it worse. So I had like unicorn band-aids, but when I was in Tanzania I gave them all to the kids. So why was I in Bali? I was there for a little over a month, and I was there alone, and I arrived there mid-August 2022. Yeah. Bali was a dream. That was a dream for the longest time. I always knew I wanted to go there long before it started to become this whole trend. There are some places I know I need to go to because there's something for me. I don't really know how to explain it. I just feel it in my bones, in my gut, and Bali was one of them. So another place is like Latin America, especially Mexico. I don't know why I feel really, really called to this place, like I was with Bali. So yeah, that really was a dream of mine for the longest time. So why did I go there? So when I started traveling, if you've seen my last video about Tanzania, you know Tanzania was my first stop, and I stayed there for 3 months, something like that, a little over 3 months. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do next because I knew I didn't want to go back to France right away, but I didn't know where to go next. I was like, you know what, girl, Tanzania was really, really hard on you, and I feel like you need to treat yourself, so let's go to Bali. So this is why I went there, because especially after Tanzania, I really needed to reconnect with myself, to find myself again, because in Tanzania, I lost myself. I lost sight of who I was, and I felt like I was trapped in my own mind, in my own body. So that's the reason why I chose Bali. But as I told you, it was a dream of mine for the longest time. So yeah, I thought it was the perfect. I thought the timing was literally perfect. So I'm gonna talk to you about some places that I really, really loved in Bali, and then I'm gonna talk about everything I learned and how it went. So to see if it was worth the hype, because for the past few years everyone's been talking about Bali. So I stayed in this hostel, which is called Green Paddy Hostel. Don't worry, I'm gonna put everything in the description box if you're ever interested in any of those recommendations. So what I did was I did split my trip into different parts, because I didn't want to stay in one place in case it wasn't my taste. So I decided to book only a few nights in the first hostel and then a few nights in the other ones, so that I could, not stay in one place and just the vibe and stuff. I thought it was better this way. But actually I love this hostel so much. I stayed the whole month there. That's how much I loved it. I guess it really boils down to what you want when you're traveling, what you want, what you're waiting for, what your expectations are. Because my goal when going to Bali was really to reconnect with myself, as I told you previously. So my goal was to go was to take yoga classes, meditation classes, and eat well and eat healthy and stuff. Um, and this is exactly what it is about. So it's a really amazing hostel. People are really, really nice. And for example, if you want to sleep really, really early, because let's say you have an early activity in the morning, or you just like to sleep early and wake up early, you can do this. Like, this is not a party hostel or whatever, so it's really calm and people are really, really respectful. So this is absolutely not a party hostel. So if that's something you're looking for, I'd say don't go there. I was there for a whole month and the vibe didn't change. So people were really, 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 really incredibly nice. The staff members, everyone is so helpful. If you go there and you have absolutely no clue what to do in Bali, they're gonna help you, like with activities, and they even offer free rides to town. But I didn't take those because I walked. It wasn't that far. I think from this hostel to the center, it was like, I don't remember actually, 25-30 minutes. Yeah, it was like 25-30 minutes from the center. But sometimes I just would grab a gojek. So you have 2 apps that you can use when you go to Bali, and even in other places actually, but I used them when I was in Bali, Gojek and Grab. So Gojek is this amazing app in which you can order like scooters, because if you have a car, it's pretty hard to move around Ubud. So I didn't mention I was in Ubud. But it's really easy to grab a Gojek, super cheap, and it's a scooter. I mean, you can grab a car if you're with other people and you have to go like for an activity, climb a mountain, whatever. And you can also order food and order just grocery. Let's say you're really, really sick and you're craving like peanut butter. You can totally buy peanut butter online and they're gonna deliver it to your door. So this hostel got my soul. I'm definitely gonna go back there, and when I do, I'm already looking forward to going there again. So there are a few things that I really, really liked. The first one being the monkey forest. It's super touristy, but I mean, if you love monkeys, just do it because it's amazing. You have monkeys everywhere. It's kind of big. I would have thought it was like smaller, but actually it's not. It's really, really cute, like seeing monkeys just doing their lives and stuff. That was great. And I told you I wanted to go there to do a lot of yoga and a lot of meditation. And I found this amazing yoga studio. Believe it or not, it was really, really hard for me to find a good yoga studio. And by good, I just mean a yoga studio that is all about spirituality and really the meaning of doing yoga and doing meditation and reconnecting with yourself and stuff. I came across several yoga studios, but like Yoga Barn, people recommended it a lot. And before making up my mind, I decided to just, do one class and just see if I wanted to keep going with them or not. And the answer is no. The studio was so big, it's like a whole village. And I think it's so capitalistic. It's really... I felt like the vibe was off. I felt like it was all about money. And the first class I signed up for, we were so many that when I was doing some poses, I would touch my neighbors. So that was really awkward because you can't really focus on your experience, on your body, because you have to say, hey, sorry, I touched you, I didn't mean to. It was so crowded. So I had a bad experience. I mean, it wasn't awful, but definitely not what I had in mind. So I decided to just look for something else. And then I found this amazing yoga studio, which is called Radiantly Alive. And it's more cozy. And I think I went to one class that was kind of crowded, but nothing compared to the yoga burn one, you know. So yeah, most of the time I would just like go to my yoga class, and we would be like 5 to 10 people in a really, really huge room. A huge room. So you have enough space to move and to really anchor yourself in the present moment, anchor yourself in your body, and just really enjoy this amazing experience. And the teachers are really, really there for you. So whatever it is you're looking for, it doesn't matter if you've already if you've been doing yoga for a while, if you're a beginner, if you're just curious, whatever, everyone is welcome. And if you need anything, they're just gonna be super, super nice, and they're gonna try to help you, you know. So yeah, Radiantly Alive Yoga Studio, that was mental. I would talk about this studio 24/7 until everyone would just book a class and see what happens. And everyone was like, oh, thank you so much, Sacha, that was amazing, one of the best yoga classes in my entire life. And I was like, yeah, right. And literally, I know what I'm talking about, because I think I was going there every other day. Like, I love the studio so much, and they also have like evening kind of things. I went to a women's circle, that was amazing. Kundalini classes, they have a bunch of stuff, like look it up. And if you plan on going there like quite often, I think it's best, if you want to save money, if you just take a monthly card, and then you can attend like every classes you want. Another thing that was super, super amazing, it was the Paradiso. That was really, really cool. So this is actually a restaurant. No, it's not. It's actually a cinema, but it's like a restaurant, and it's really, really cozy. So you have this huge screen, and then you have like couches, and you can order food like if you were in a restaurant. Like I grabbed food like if I was in a restaurant. Like, you just grab your ticket, you pay for it, you go inside, and you're watching your movie, and a waiter or a waitress is just gonna come to you and ask for your order. I thought that was really, really cool. The movie I watched was with Dylan O'Brien and Zoe, I don't remember the name, I'm gonna pop it up somewhere. That was amazing, and it wasn't even out in France, so I really, really, really loved this place. And I think the price for the tickets plus the price for the food, it was like 5 times cheaper than what I would have paid for just one ticket in France without any food. So yeah, that was cool also, especially when you've been traveling for a while, whenever you can like spare money, just sign me up. Places I really, really loved, this coffee shop called Lazy Cat's Cafe. That was amazing. Look it up. It's like a really cozy coffee shop. They have like vegan options, like non-dairy milks, and the food is amazing. The vibe is amazing. It's really kind of, the music is kind of lo-fi, and I really love this place. Whenever I'm traveling, or even in my hometown, I love to have just one coffee shop that is really cozy, and I know I can just go there if I want to chill by myself, read a book, write a little bit, or just like be. Also, there is this amazing thing called Daily Baguette. So it's a bakery, and I'm all about like eating local and etc., but when you've been traveling for a long time, which I had, it's great to find things that remind you of home. Yeah, that was amazing. Oh my god, like while reading those, I'm living the experience again. That was an amazing experience. Yeah, also another thing to avoid, it's the Bali swings, because it's like $20. I mean, there is nothing you can do there except taking photographs. So if you really want like beautiful eyes, take aesthetic pictures, go for it. But if you don't spend 20 bucks on it, especially in Bali. You can do a lot with 20 bucks. There is, so not in Ubud but in Canggu, because I was there afterwards and I didn't like the vibe at all, because in Ubud, I don't know how they've managed to do it, but the city really kept its soul and its authenticity. And even if there are a lot of people, I mean, thankfully it wasn't that crowded, because people were really scared because of COVID and stuff, so they didn't want to travel that much. And if they wanted to, they weren't really able to travel that far from home, so there weren't that many tourists or whatever. But yeah, I love the place. It has an amazing soul, amazing vibes. The energy there is amazing. Canggu, I didn't quite like it because really crowded. It was so hard to find local food. Everything was super cheap, but like European kind of cheap. I mean, French kind of cheap. Cheap? What the fuck am I saying? French, the same as French prices. Really expensive. And crowded, and people weren't that nice. There were a lot of tourists in Canggu, and I saw so many tourists badly talking to locals, and it just broke my heart. Like, you come to Indonesia to be rude to Indonesians? Like, it doesn't make sense, you know? Like, don't be rude to people. You're here, you're supposed to have the time of your life and enjoy being with your friends, your family, people, whatever, or even alone, you know? You're here to have a good time, not to be rude to people. And they're not used to that, you know? Like in France, for example, you're kind of used to people being rude. But in Indonesia, especially in Canggu and Ubud, people are so nice. It seems so far-fetched to just imagine people being rude to other people. So yeah, I have other recommendations that I'm gonna pop up in the description box so that we can move on. Yeah, and move on to part 2 actually, because I've been talking for 18 minutes straight, and yeah, I'm gonna do part 2. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and stay tuned for part 2. Bye!